if England was Muslim, it would be a fantastic place to live.
Oh, holy sh**.
Why did you say that?
Are you mad?
Do you know what that tells me? You haven't a clue about Islam. You think you know about Islam, and I'll be honest with you, if I believe what you believed, I would hate Islam like you.
You want Sharia law?
Do you know what Sharia law is?
Yes, I do.
Tell me.
Suppression of women. Women would be like, it's just so anti.
No. Forget your blasé. What is Sharia law?
It's whatever rules you guys go by.
No. Sharia law is the guidance from God Almighty for His creation. That's what we believe, yeah?
What do you mean, no? She was correct. Like, so she knows what Sharia law is, and he says no, and he says something that confirms that what she said. So, okay, listen to this part again. So this guy thinks that the UK would be amazing if we had Sharia law, and she's like, holy crap. Listen to her again.
If England was Muslim, it would be a fantastic place to live.
Oh, holy sh**.
Why did you say that?
Are you mad?
Do you know what that tells me? You haven't a clue about Islam. You think you know about Islam, and I'll be honest.
No, again, the more you learn about Islam, the more concerned you should be. You get. I don't know what he's talking about. You think you know about Islam.
With you, if I believe what you believed, I would hate Islam like you.
You want Sharia law?
If I believe what you believe about Islam, I would be concerned as you. Okay, so what I know about Islam, and we have shown it to you guys time and time again on this channel. Should I bring up every single verse and every single hadith? And also, in case we have interpreted wrong, the tafsir, the commentary of your own scholars talking about each Quranic verse to show everybody that the Quran and the hadith both together endorse child marriage, sex slavery. What else? The killing of people who leave Islam, killing of apostates. Muhammad this is Sahih Hadith. I'm not making this stuff up. We have shown this here time and time again. And we also shown, in case you guys think that we're taking it out of context, the tafsir that confirms all of that. Islam teaches you that women are inferior to men. It teaches you that women, their testimony is worth half of the men, and their inheritance is half of men. And just in case you think like that's not because women are inferior, Muhammad in his authentic Sahih Hadith, in his Sunnah, confirms it's because women are deficient in intelligence and in their religion. In authentic Hadith, it confirms why that Quranic verse is there that says a woman's testimony is half of the man. That's in the Islam, and the tafsir commentary confirms that. Islam teaches you to kill people who attacked Islam, not just with weapons, but with words. Like, I'm supposed to be crucified, according to Islam, crucified, according to the Quran itself. Again, not just my interpretation, the interpretation of every single one of your Sunni and Shia scholars of the Quranic verse. I've shown the tafsir here on this channel. Islam teaches you that you're supposed to kill atheists. Apparently, among the Rashidun, there were some disagreements, not on the killing part, but on the methodology. You have authentic hadith with the Rashiduns disagreeing about not whether atheists should be killed or not, but on the method, because Ali burns them alive, and they were like, hey, you shouldn't have done that, Ali. You should have beheaded them, because fire is Allah's method of punishment. That's what they disagree on, not the killing. We have the authentic hadith. The killing of gays, that's in Islam. We know about this. This is all in Islam. The humiliation of Christians and Jews and the killing of everyone else. All of this in Islam. Like, the fact that you have, why do I say child marriage? It's child R-A-P-E. R-A-P-E. Okay? Child R-A-P. The fact that Islam has sex slavery, child R-A-P-E, and killing of dogs. These are the things that, you know, and I know a lot of people don't care about us apostates or atheists. I'm an atheist. I'm supposed to be killed in Islam. But people love dogs. People love their dogs. Islam teaches you, especially if your dog is black. Muhammad hated dogs, especially black dogs. Okay? People love children. In this day and age, it's hard to find people who are pro-child RAPE. Islam is pro-child RAPE. This is in Islam. It teaches you that. We have shown, again, if you think this is not in Islam, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because we go beyond just showing the verses. We actually show that the interpretation that we are telling you is the correct one, according to every single Islamic scholar out there. There's no free speech in Islam. There's no secularism in Islam. There's no equality of rights between men and women in Islam. There's no protection for children against sexual abuse in Islam. Animal rights. Muhammad wanted to kill dogs. He hated dogs. All of these values that are Western values that has made your countries great, Sharia law is against. With like, oh, if you're against Islam, you must not understand Sharia law. You must not understand Islam. No, sir. We hate Islam because we have studied Islam.
Do you know what Sharia law is?
Yes, I do.
Tell me.
Suppression of women. Women would be like, it's just so anti.
No. Forget your blasé. What is Sharia law?
So he thinks that he has a gotcha. Like, oh, if you say I'm against Sharia law, I'm going to show people that they don't even know what they're talking about. What is Sharia law? Tell me. So she says, tells
whatever
you.
rules you guys go by.
So it's whatever rules you guys go by. Pretty accurate. Muslims want to go by Islamic law. So whatever rules you guys go by, that's Sharia law. Okay?
No. Sharia law is...
He said, no. Sharia law is...
the guidance from God Almighty for his creation.
The guidance of God Almighty for his creation, which you think you are. So that's the law that you go by. So why do you say no? She was accurate. So you think God gave you a law that you're supposed to go by. That means you go by God's law. According to you, that means those are the law that you go by. So she was correct. You wanted to do a gotcha, and she answered correctly, but you went and pretended like you did a gotcha anyways.
No. Forget your blasé. What is Sharia law?
It's whatever rules you guys go by.
No. Sharia law is the guidance from God Almighty for his creation. That's what we believe, yeah?
The government by people. The government by people. That the legislators are human beings, not the creator of human beings. That is democracy. So if you mean by democracy that you come up with your own law, and then you punish people according to this own law, if you call this democracy, then Islam outright rejects that. Because this kind of democracy entails injustice to human beings. You don't know what is suitable for them. Allah knows. Allah knows. So if you're going to contradict and oppose the revelation of Allah, then we say no democracy.
All right, so this is something that you guys need to understand, because some Muslims try to pretend that Islam is compatible with democracy because they have this concept of Shura in Islam, which means like the community of Muslims can get together and agree upon certain rules and methods to run the community. And they say like, oh, look, Islam brought democracy before Western people had the concept of democracy, right? However, first of all, democracy was ancient, way before Islam. Ancient Greeks had a democracy, but that is not democracy, because this man is correct. The Shura, when it comes to Muslims get together to agree upon something, is only for things that Allah and Muhammad and the Sunnah of Muhammad have not had any commentary upon, like had not any rulings or commentary upon, right? So you have, if you want to see what you're supposed to do and how to rule a society, first you go to the Quran to see what Allah is saying, okay? Then you go to the Sunnah. The Sunnah is the sayings and actions of Muhammad. So the main source of Sunnah is the Hadith, to see what Muhammad has said or done and that will become the rule. That's the second source of Islamic rule. It's the second source of Islamic rule when it comes to authority, but when it comes to volume of laws, it's the main one, right? The Hadith, the Islamic Hadith, is the main source of Islamic law. The Quran has less laws in it than the Hadith, right? But for anything else that is left, you go to the Muslim community, and not to everybody, only to the Muslim community, meaning people who are knowledgeable Muslim and male. Okay, we're talking about men here only. Women are not in charge. Women are not going to be involved in deciding what the rules are, right? And that community of Muslims decide upon everything that you find no commentary or ruling for in the Quran or the Hadith. That is what the Shura is for. And again, if you are Muslim, this makes sense. This is logical. Why would you have democracy? Why would you go ask people how to govern society by, when the creator of the whole universe understands his creation more than any other human or many groups of or any community of humans could ever understand? Obviously, if you their argument is that if you want to see how to operate a machine, you go read the manual. The creator of that machine understands how to operate that machine best. So God, given that he created everything, including humans and the societies, he has written a manual for how to operate this machine called the society. And that manual is called the Quran. Why humans are wasting their times getting together and deciding what the rules should be when the creator has already given you the manual, which is the Quran. And again, this makes sense. If you're God, with the premises of Islam, would be the logical conclusion. This is why Islam is so dangerous. This is why Islamic reform is insane. Islamic reform does not make any sense with the premises of the belief in Islam. That is what he's saying is the logical conclusion. And if anybody else wants to talk to you about Shura and everything nonsensical like that, remind them that I know, tell them, look them in the eyes and tell them, hey, you're trying to fool me. I know enough about Islam to know that Shura is only for the things that there's no ruling in the Quran or Hadith for. And trust me, in the Hadith and the Quran, there's ruling for almost anything that you can imagine. So it covers a lot. It doesn't leave much for the Shura to come up there's not much territory left for the Shura, right? But again, these are the logical conclusions of the insanity of the premise. Like you have some insane premises called faith and revelation. With that premises, if you apply solid logic to it, you come up with some insane conclusions, such as democracy doesn't work, such as the claims that this man is making here. So let's listen to, with that context, listen to him one more time to see that this man, he is representing the true conclusion, the actual logical conclusion of Islamic belief. And when I say Islamic reform is impossible, is because to have Islamic reform, you have to be illogical. You have to take the premises of Islam and come to illogical conclusions. When these people have logic on their side, that means the political or radical forms of Islam are the actual logical conclusions of Islam. And that's why we will always lose if we're trying to reform Islam. Do not try to reform Islam. Try to eradicate Islam. Do not try to reform Islam. Try to eradicate Islam. That's what you should be trying to doing. That's the only war that we should be fighting. Let's continue. Let's listen to this man with all of that context.
The government by people. The government by people. That the legislators are human beings, not the creator of human beings. That is democracy. So if you mean by democracy that you come up with your own law and then you punish people according to this own law, if you call this democracy, then Islam outright rejects that. Because this kind of democracy entails injustice to human beings. You don't know what is suitable for them. Allah knows. Allah knows. So if you're going to contradict and oppose the revelation of Allah, then we say no democracy.
So somebody is saying, how come these people are not being deported? They are citizens. How are you going to deport a citizen? I know you guys want a quick fix. There is no quick fix for this. I know people, you have to come up with a fix that is more complicated and more strategic. This is what we're trying to do on this channel. I know you guys, sometimes it's hard to come up with complicated strategies, and it's easy to just jump on a strategy that just seems like it's a quick fix for such a complicated problem. We have to, because it requires work. There is no way for you to be able to change the constitution of the UK to a point that you could deport people who are citizens of the UK. You're not going to win that battle. You might wish that you could win that battle. You're not going to win that battle. That is not going to happen. And that means for you that you actually have to, instead of asking governments to do something for you, you actually have to take part in this battle against Islam. That means hard work. That means that you have to learn about Islam. That means that you actually have to go talk to Muslims. That means that you actually have to try to convince them out of Islam. And that is so much hard work. And because it's hard work, it's you and you don't want to do it, you have to be like, hey, somebody else, please deport them. That's not good. You could keep wishing for that. That's not going to happen. They're not going to deport a UK citizen out of the UK. You could dream about that, you could wish about that, but if you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting for your demise. You have to actually, instead of asking the government to do something for you, you actually have to take part in this battle.